forgot my coffee. That's better. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Claire, aka Smurfy Girly, and on this channel I talk about perfumes quite a lot. I have a coffee here. It's what is it? Curve. I think it's called Curve, the brand. An artisan coffee from, I think it was Margate, and I've forgotten which one it is, but it's nice. And I've got cream in it because I am doing my keto diet, and that means I can have cream. I love it. Oh, I love coffee so much. So today we are going to have a little catch up, just go over a few little different things. So I'm going to start today by talking about a little trip I did to Bluewater earlier today, and I tested a couple of things. A new thing, new to me, came out in 2024, and it's Musc De Soie from Van Cleef and Arpels from their Extraordinaire collection, so their upper end sort of privé collection. Although I think the price is not really that much now compared with all the other prices. So for a sort of privé upper end designer type line, it's actually not too horrendous. I think it's like 120 or 140, I can't remember, for a bottle. So, you know, a bit higher than a typical designer, but yeah, anyway, still a lot of money. You've got to love a perfume to spend that sort of money. But anyway, I saw this Musc De Soie, and first of all, I really like the line. I don't own anything from it. I used to have Orchidée Vanille, but my taste changed and that became a bit too sweet for my taste. But I do think they make quality fragrances. The whole line, I think, is generally pretty good. So when I saw Musc De Soie, I thought, wow, amazing. I think soie means silk. I was thinking suede, but I think it might mean silk. So a silk musk. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. I have got it on Fragrantica because I wanted to read the notes out, which I was a little bit surprised at the notes. We've got aldehydes, sandalwood, neroli, benzoin, cashmeran and white musk. I definitely did notice the cashmeran. I think that's quite prominent. And it is a musky, powdery fragrance. The difference between paper and skin, quite a lot. So on my skin, it's really quite sweet, like not like sickeningly sweet, not sugary sweet, but it feels like there's a hint of vanilla in there. And I think we just said there's no listed vanilla. No listed vanilla, but there's something on my skin that feels like vanilla or a benzoin. It's just warming it up, sweetening it up. Very musky, very powdery. On the paper, is it this end? On the paper, it's more creamy, cosmetic-y. Think of, if you've tried the Chanel that's in the red bottle, it's like a body spray. Number 1, I think it's called. Or a Villarenzi's, what's it called? The one that smells like your skin but better, clean skin musk. I've forgotten what it's called. Very, very famous. Their most famous fragrance. Smells a bit like that. It smells like a typical your skin but better, like you're wearing makeup, you're wearing body products, but they're all very high end. It really feels like that. Kind of lightly floral, but I can't put my finger on a specific floral because it's all like mixed in with like really nice rich white body lotion. And then this dry hint of a really clean wood in there as well. And maybe even a hint of pepper, but very, very subtle. But on my skin, it's so much warmer, it's less dry. Both are clean, but there's added sweetness that's coming out on my skin that makes it feel sort of less clean. Not dirty, but not as clean as it is on the paper. It really does feel literally like this could just be your skin. You're just an angel, and you know, you've never done anything wrong in your life. You fell from the sky. You've got little cute wings on your back. And you know, you're not projecting a smell at all. But if someone gets really close, you smell like angels. You smell like kids, like newborn kittens. They're not like covered in gunk or anything, like they're clean. newborn kittens that have been washed in the bathroom of a very wealthy older lady who has all the best products, and she cleans her kittens with her Chanel products. So yes, it's kind of nice. I like it. I did feel at one stage that I was getting a hint of a woody ambery type thing. Like there's some dry woody synthetics, but they are not overdosed at all. I can't find them anymore. So if they are there, they're very, very, very subtle now. But I felt like I was picking them up earlier. But if they are there, they've been used in a way that I consider correct to use those kind of ingredients. They do not overwhelm anything. The fragrance has always been very pleasant. The only thing I will say is when I first sprayed it on the paper, it was very alcoholic for quite a long time. So I don't know if it has a lower perfume concentration, but it was almost like I would expect a very low, like a cologne type perfume, very alcoholic for a good few minutes. So it took a while for the scent to actually come through because it was just alcohol. So I don't expect this to have a very good performance. It doesn't feel that strong on my wrist. It is definitely going to be a skin scent. It's your skin but better skin scent kind of fragrance, but I do think it's really nice. So I want to get to know it better. If I can get a sample of this one, I will, because I'd love to. Another one it smells a bit like is Le Peu Nu from Celine, or however you say that one, their skin one from Celine. It's in that ballpark. So if you know that one, if you like those skin type fragrances, but it doesn't go in that Glossier, which is quite aromacholically. I don't really get on with the ones that smell like molecular fragrances. It doesn't feel like a molecular fragrance, but it feels that same gap. It feels the same gap, but not too molecular. And yeah, it's nice. It's dry on the paper, but on my skin it's not that dry. And it's definitely warmer and sweeter on my skin as well. So one to try. I wouldn't blind buy it because of the price point and because how it performs on your skin. It could be more like the paper, or it could be more like it is on my skin, or it could be different altogether. Plus you want to check that performance because it is a bit of an investment, and if it only lasts a few hours on you, and if it doesn't project as much as you want, then you know you're not going to be very happy. So that was that. Van Cleef & Arpels Soie de, what do we call it? Musc De Soie? Musc De Soie. And then I'm going to talk about, what else did I test today? I've tested this before. Lizzie from Rose & Jones sent me a sample quite a long time ago, but I went back to Jo Malone and tried Scarlet Poppy Intense because I've actually got a decant coming. And I really like this one as well. It's a sweeter, musky fragrance. Honestly, I don't remember what's in here, but the name doesn't really give you any kind of clue. If there was a coffee note, I wouldn't be surprised. If there was or even like a slightly caramelized aspect to it, but very, very musky. I'm pretty sure there's an ambrette note. I think that's why it first caught my attention, because I love musks and ambrette notes and things like that. This is musky, powdery, much sweeter and more intense than the Van Cleef & Arpels. I did just have Pete come to visit me and had him smell both. He liked this one and he didn't really like the Scarlet Poppy. I think maybe it's too sweet for him, I don't know. But yeah, he said this one smelled clean. So I can't remember what he said about the poppy, Scarlet Poppy. But anyway, got a decant coming anyway. And I like it. I think it's really nice. But God knows what the notes really are. But yeah, sweet, almost could be a coffee. Powdery, musky. Could even be some sort of nuttiness about it. But none of that is going to be what's on the listed notes. It's just what I get from it. I'm going to talk about two things that came in the post. So a very small haul now. I was really curious about the Classique eau de parfum, having recently tested the eau de toilette. And so I got the original, the very first one, which is in this lace corset. So this is the original formula. Apparently the newer ones, which you, in the Cabaret and in the Airlines, are kind of sweeter and more vanillic. But actually I really like this a lot better than I like the eau de toilette. So the eau de toilette, I love the opening, but it got very kind of cloyingly soapy, synthetic with something. And I'm not talking about scratchy dry aroma chemicals, I'm not talking about like woody ambers or anything like that, but the whole feeling I got from it in the dry down was nothing smelled like it came from nature. And yeah, not in a really bad way. I didn't mind wearing it, but I didn't love it in the end. I liked the opening a lot better. So the eau de parfum, let's just spray. The eau de parfum has a similar opening. I feel like I get this sort of plasticky vinyl sweetness from it. But and I think we have orange blossom or neroli or both. And there's supposed to be a rum in here. What I found was I like the opening, that's really pleasant. I could happily wear this. The dry down feels like it has real vanilla in it, not just that really sweet vanillin, but a nuanced, multifaceted, less sweet, true vanilla. And probably not the planifolia, which is a really, really sweet one, but the other one, or the other vanillas that are more nuanced, more spicy, more interesting. So yeah, I quite like this. I still need to get to know it, so I'm not going to sort of bang on about it too much, because this arrived, then I went on holiday and I've only been back a few days, and you know. So anyway, at the moment I'm enjoying it. I'm keeping it for now, but I do have rules about what I keep. You know, I have to love it to keep it, and I wouldn't say it's quite in the love category at this point, although the dry down is really good. Like that, when the vanilla kicks in, more so, it's so good. So this just arrived today, secondhand from a Facebook group, and I got it for a very, very good price. No lid, and it's Creed Spice and Wood. And this one I've always felt is such a good fragrance, such a beautiful, more masculine perfume, but so classy, so beautifully nuanced, different, without being like weird or unusual. There's an apple note, but it is not the apple from DKNYB Delicious. There's nothing there's nothing sweetly synthetic, there's nothing childish or juvenile about it. It's like a hint of apple, like almost like real apple that you just chop into an apple, and you capture the scent of that, and then you mix it in with the other notes. Now, the thing I've always said about this is that I'm certain there's vetiver in here, but it was never a listed note. But it's quite a woody scent, so there's a lot of woods. I get like a sense of maybe vetiver, cedar. I don't know what the real sort of notes are, I don't really care. But there's a really light sweetness to it, nothing gourmand as such, nothing like blatantly vanillic, but just this gentle sweetness. But the woods, I think, is the main thing. It's called Spice and Wood. I don't know what the actual spiciness is, but it's a gentle spice. It is not an obsession or aiguised, or I'm trying to think of really spicy fragrances. It's not a really exotic, heady, spicy fragrance. This is a lighter fragrance that could be worn day or night. I think it's really, really sexy. I did try it on Pete's hand and he enjoyed it. You know, he's kind of like not that bothered about fragrance. It's difficult to get any comment from him or even persuade him to try something on his skin, but he seemed to enjoy it. But I think it might be a bit strong for his taste. If he was to wear it, I think he would probably just wear one spray, because it does actually have a really good performance. And so yeah, Spice and Wood, couldn't resist. It was something that wasn't really even on my want list, but I saw it for a really good price, and I remember it from sort of years ago and thinking, you know, this is such a good perfume. I do like this upper end line of Creed. They're not worth full retail, not probably worth half the full retail price, but sometimes the testers and stuff come up on secondhand sites. Obviously be careful because there's so many fakes out there. But I really like their Sublime Vanille, which is essentially a very musky, citrusy, light vanilla. It's really nice. You smell like you've just washed all your clothes and they're just bursting with laundry musk, which probably sounds really shit, but to me, I love it. So I really do enjoy Sublime Vanille from that line as well, and their Pure White Cologne is just a beautiful citrus, but has this vegetal aspect to it that makes it really interesting. So yeah, I wouldn't mind, you know, a few bottles from this line if I could get them at bargain prices, but certainly they're not worth the retail at all. It's time to wet the whistle. Oh, it's getting cold, we've got to drink that quick. And then finally I'm going to quickly show you what I wore on holiday. So in Egypt, I went hand luggage only, which means you have to take that's all the liquids you can take is what you can fit into a sandwich bag. Pete didn't take any liquids, so I got 2 sandwich bags, thank you Pete. So that meant I got to take my purple shampoo, which I think I've removed, no I haven't. I put my purple shampoo, and I use different brands, but I put my purple shampoo in this Teone Reinthal honey amber shower gel container. So that does me, actually I didn't use it all, and that did me for the whole week. I wasn't planning to tell you about that, but it was in the bag. And the other thing I did was I took some of my Sex and the Sea Neroli body oil, it's Sublime body oil from Francesca Bianchi. I love this potent scent, and I put, oh excuse me, I always belch in my videos and I'm not cutting it out. Sorry. I have this small sized Clinique Moisture Surge, and I used that up a long time ago, but this is a really good one for taking on planes. And I put the oil in here, and it actually works really well. It doesn't clog it up because it's quite a light oil. So I used that on holiday as well, because the good thing is with these oils is you can use them on your body, on your hair. And a lot of my fragrances that I took with me, or some of them were sort of fresh neroli based, or you know, citrusy based scents, so it worked really well. I didn't wear the oil during the day because I had my sunscreen on, but it was really nice to be able to do that after my shower at night. And so yeah, Sex and the Sea Neroli oil, and then I can put some in my hair, which I love because it's a little bit of added moisture. And then we're going to talk about the perfumes that I took with me. So I'm not going to talk about them all because I didn't end up wearing them all. I'm just going to talk about the ones I actually wore a lot. So the one that probably got worn the most I talked about in a recent video, and it's this Guerlain Neroli Outrenoir. I wore this one a lot, day or night, both, you know. I have made a serious dent in this travel spray. I really like this. It's a neroli, spices, teas, orange blossom, fresh but with a real strength to it. It's definitely something you can wear at night, and I got a compliment on this one from, we went to have massages, and when we went to pay for the massages pre sort of the actual booking, and the lady, I'd gone and sat down, and the lady at reception said, "What is that perfume you're wearing? What is it?" She had to know what it was. So I'm assuming that's a compliment. She seemed very smiley, so I'm assuming that she liked it. I had just sprayed it though, to be fair, so it was at its strongest. But I absolutely really like that for holiday, especially. What else did I wear? I took my Ylang Ylang Nosy Bee, but I only actually wore it the once. So I seem to be, sort of my love affair with that one is, I'm starting to find it quite strong, like sometimes too strong. I took my Kilian decant. This is really sad. It's leaked. That's all I've got left of my, what's it called? What is it called? Love Don't Be Shy. This is all I've got left of my Love Don't Be Shy decant. I took it and I wore it a few times. It's essentially a rich orange blossom and vanilla fragrance. I think everyone knows what it is at this point. Again, night and day I would wear that one. What I wore the most was the Neroli Outrenoir, which I've already shown you. But the three that I then wore a lot of, I think I came home wearing my Neroli Portofino Acqua. So this one I wore these, I would wear these 3 at the same time, not all 3, but I would choose 2. So one would be worn around here and then one would be worn on my arms, and they all feel, they're all fresh and sort of bright and citrusy, so they all feel like they worked well together. So Neroli Portofino Acqua, the dry down on this one is so musky, it's like clean laundry, powdery, slightly sweetened with a like what feels like a touch of vanilla. Absolutely love it. Just makes me feel really put together, and like everything's clean and my clothes are all clean and all of that. So I wore that one, and then my Pomelo Paradis. Again, I mean, it's just a citrusy scent. It's a grapefruit scent essentially, but it's got some base notes, it's got a bit of vetiver, but you don't really pick up on it. It just, I think, just grabs onto that citrusy freshness and keeps it alive a little bit longer. It's a little bit sweet and juicy and very, very refreshing and lovely. And then my Gardenia from Chanel. So from the Exclusives line, Chanel Gardenia is again a very fresh, even though it's Gardenia, which can be very heady, I find the Chanel Gardenia very fresh. I'm sure there's probably quite a lot of citruses mixing in with that Gardenia note, so it's a very clean, fresh and slightly musky in the dry down. But those 3 would all, in my opinion, work quite well together. So they were the ones that really got maximum wearage, as well as that Neroli Outrenoir. And I took a couple of samples, but yeah, other samples, but they didn't really get a look in. They were the main ones that I wore. So I think that's it. I am gonna say goodbye. I'm off out tonight for dinner with a few of my girly friends, so I'm really looking forward to that. We're going for some Turkish, so lots and lots of lovely kebaby meat things. So that's me. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it, and I will see you hopefully in another video. Bye.